It is cold, oh my god, the beast from the east is here. And you know, if you live in the UK, everything shuts down. We get 1 millimetre of snow and the country shuts down. So right now, I've got my 4x4 out, I'm wrapped up, I'm going to pick up an e-bike and I'm really excited. And I know I say that at the start of every single video. I've got a turbo levo with the Bros motor. I rode the Moustache a couple of weeks ago that had the Bosch motor, and ebikeshop.co.uk called me and said, hey, do you want to take out a high bike? This has got the Yamaha motor, so it'd be good for a comparison. I was like, yeah, absolutely, would love to take one of those bikes out. But then they contacted me and say, hey Rob, we've got a Scott e-Genius 720 that Scott has sent over for testing. Would you like to get out on that? And I'm like, yeah, of course. So I am going to go down to the guys at ebikeshop.co.uk in Farnham to pick up this Scott e-bike. I haven't owned a Scott for many, many years. The last one I had was probably in, I don't know, 15 years ago maybe, and it was a Scott Scale, I think, quite a light hardtail when I was a bit of a weight weenie, trying to get the weight down. It's a beautiful little bike, but this is going to be massively different. So I know I keep saying this in every video, but I am really looking forward to getting out on this bike. I'm really loving being able to take out different e-bikes, make these videos, publish them online, for everyone to find out how fantastic e-bikes are. I try and be as unbiased. I'm not sponsored, I'm not paid, I'm not anything, so you don't have to worry about that. I'm just an average guy who wants to have fun on e-bikes, really. I'm going to go and get this Scott e-Genius 720 from the guys at ebikeshop.co.uk. I'm going to take it out. It is bloody cold. Again, I know I feel like a weatherman at the start of every video, but all I've done is ridden these e-bikes in the freezing cold weather. Cheers to all the legends that have registered. We've got hundreds of members now at emtbforums.com. Come and chat it out, geek out on e-bikes. Come and speak to like-minded members and get involved in the EMTB discussion, because it is getting big this year. It's getting really big. EMTBs are blowing up. They're taking off. Let's go ride some bikes! Right, let's get going. Fresh powder, look at that. So I'm riding the Scott 2018 e-Genius 720. This is one of Scott's demo bikes in this grey colour. Scott do 3 versions. They do the 720, 710 and 700. This is the entry level. I think it's 4399, and for that you get the 2018 bike with the Shimano E8000 motor that I'm just riding for the first time today, and I've got it in trail mode. It seems fairly well balanced at the moment. It doesn't sound as noisy as the Bosch that I was riding in the Moustache in my last video, so it's fairly quiet. Nice little Diddy screen down here. I like that, it's quite neat. Nice colour on there compared to the big Bosch chunky unit that they use. Immediately, when I'm looking at the cockpit of this bike, I'm thinking, damn, there's a lot of stuff going on. Hiya, thanks. There is a lot of stuff going on this cockpit. On the left, brake, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different buttons and all these cables and things. So you've got a remote lockout for the front fork and the rear shock all built into this. It is actually quite clever. But I stopped using remote lockouts on my forks about 10 years ago. I never bothered to use them really. The remote lockout was to stop you sapping energy when you're on a flat or climbing. And the remote lockout was kind of useful if you wanted to stop that bob when you're going up hills, a bit like I'm doing now. But it was so much of a faff and so kind of not really used that much. I didn't use it. That I didn't even think fork manufacturers bothered with them anymore. It's got the RockShox Recon on the front, which for a £4 bike is a bit budget. Anyway, it's got the remote lockout. I don't think I'd ever use it. It's really neatly paired with the remote lockout for the back, for the shock. But again, I don't know. Let me know in the comments below if you think it's useful and you use it and you're a Scott owner. Let me know, because maybe it's just me, but I think it's a bit pointless. And it just adds to a load of extra gumph on the cockpit. As you can see, there's quite a lot going on already. So what else have we got? It's got the Shimano E8000 motor, the steps motor, which is pretty sweet. It's got 3 modes, Eco Trail Boost, just tried it in trail at the moment. Not the quietest motor, quieter than the Bosch that I rode in the Moustache in the last video, but not as quiet and stealthy as the Bros. So the Bros so far is the most stealthy motor that I've ridden. But the power assist, not as brutal as the Bosch, quite subtle, but you can feel it, but it's not as kicky and punchy as the Bosch. I kind of like this, the way they've done this. SRAM NX components, RockShox Recon at the front, and this Fusion shock at the back that I think Scott have worked directly with that manufacturer to create a 150mm package, a 150mm shock for the rear to go with the 150mm travel for the front. I haven't tested it to the max really, I'm just out, as you can see, in this beautiful snow, but I don't know, I've got one of those on my kids' bikes. They're okay, but they're not brilliant. And 2.8 width Maxxis tyres. Nicely integrated battery into the down tube again. I'm a big fan of that. No bulbous kind of lump that's sticking out of it. Massive fat down tube. Nice overall package. I don't like the cockpit though. There's too much going on. There's too many buttons, too many things to press. I'm simple. I just need a simple kind of cockpit with a few buttons on it for the most essential things. Dropper, which is essential. Quite a sweet little package really. Quite expensive. They do 3 models, the 720, the 710, which has got full XT, and the 700, which is sweet, and that's the one with the Di2 Shimano rear mech with a servo built into it, so it's like a ride-by-wire shifter. You just send an electronic signal from the shifter up there, and you've got a little servo in here that will shift. Would love to give that a go one day. Not available on this level of bike, but it is on the 700. By the way, if you've got a 700, let me know in the comments. I'm really, really interested into how it runs. The battery turned itself off. I think it's got a standby mode or an off mode, so you leave the bike for about 10 minutes and it turns off, which is quite cool, quite helpful if you've forgotten to turn it off. But the battery on button, to turn this bad boy back on, the battery button is under the down tube. So you imagine getting kitted up, putting your gloves on, thick gloves because it's like this out here, and you're thinking, right, let's get going again. No. Because the on button is a tiny, tiny millimetre thin button under the down tube. Why would you put it there? Look at all these controls that you've put on here. Why would you put it down there? Okay, so we're going to go down here and we're going to go on one of the red trails, and I'm not going to go fast for 2 reasons. First reason, because I can't go fast because I'm not very good, and second reason is because if I fall off and do some damage, ain't no one coming to get me. The trailhead. Oh, fingers are cold, toes are cold. What would be good, new idea, last time I spoke about an integrated LED light, would be bloody hand warmers. I had them on my motorbike, on my CBR 1000, hand warmers built into these. Oh yeah, I'd have a bit of that. Toe warmers built into pedals. Not really going to work, is it, Rob? Don't be silly. So there is a track, so I'm not alone. Someone's been here already. At least one person has ridden this trail today, because I can see, I was going to say skid marks, that wouldn't be nice. You can see tyre marks. Normally really muddy through here, like really squelchy wet and muddy. So where it's frozen, it's actually quite nice. I might go back with a semi-clean but cold bike. Oh. Oh. Yeah, my fingers are like fish fingers right now in the Arctic. Okay, I'm gonna go straight over here, I think, to another section of this trail through the trees. Oh, that is nice. Look at the view. Yeah! Oh, fucking hell. Oh, this is good fun. Bloody good fun. Shimano motor does give you a bit of a workout as well on trail. Feels quite natural. Liking it. These tyres are quite grippy. Feel quite good. Feel nice. Kind of similar profile to the Butchers, the Specialised Butchers, or the Butchers kind of copied these. They're kind of good for this. Well, normally this trail is all pebbles and kind of hard pack stones. So these are quite good for that. Yes, I was speaking to the gent in ebikeshop.co.uk yesterday, and he was talking about the Di2, and you can set certain presets, which is really cool. So if, say for example, or this is my understanding, you wanted to shift a gear, I don't know, 10, you can have a preset. So I think if you double tap it, it'll go straight to gear 10. So you don't have to keep shifting down, or up. That's pretty cool. Looks really interesting. It's been available on road bikes for a while, but I think the Scott 700 is the first kind of mountain bike to have it on. Feels good. Feels good to be outdoors. Get outside. Honestly, what I've been saying about e-bikes to everybody, everyone at work's like, you've been out on your motorbike again. And I'm like, funny. But I would never get out of bed wanting to take out a normal mountain bike today. And you might think that's lazy, but what it is about an e-bike is it makes me want to ride all the time. It makes me want to get out. It's reignited my interest in mountain biking again. Knowing that you're going to have a workout, but you're also going to have that assistance, just is so motivating to me. That's what I really love about it. I just find myself getting outside more and more and really looking forward to it. Today's a great example. I knew it was going to snow, and I thought, brilliant, what an amazing opportunity to take out a beautiful 2018 e-bike into the snow. I'm not doing a massive speed, 9-10 miles an hour, but you could quite easily rinse it on some of these corners, and it's quite nice. Where I'm riding in the tracks that the bikes before have made, it's quite icy, it's quite hard there. So I can kind of feel the tyres digging in for that extra bit of traction. Yeah, I do like them. Oh, another bike. He's on a vintage analog. How are your hands? Bit chilly, isn't it?
Yeah.
I bought some new gloves today. I went to Decathlon because mine aren't. They're good. They've got Gore-Tex in them, haven't they? Yeah. But mine are thin. Yeah. So I thought, oh, I need some new gloves. So I got these skiing gloves. So they're still not brilliant, but better than the thin ones.
It's all right. It's just seems to be the angle my hand goes.
Yeah.
My thumb goes numb.
You need heated grips.
Yeah. Like on my boat bike.
Yeah. See you later. Yeah. I just saw a fat bike. Fat bike in the snow. Where did you go? Fat bike in the snow. I want to see yo. Is that? There it is. I'm going to go and see that fat bike. So I've seen in the shop, an e-bike shop, e-fat bikes, high bike. That would be mental. There it is. Oh yeah. That's all right. No worries. How's the tyres in this snow?
Really?
Yeah?
Fantastic grip until there is none.
Fantastic grip until what?
Until there's none.
Until there's none, yeah.
And then they let go.
Yeah, they what size are they? About 4 inch?
Yeah.
He's saying there's tremendous grip going up a straight hill.
How about you?
Yeah, well this is an e-bike.
Oh, okay.
But you've got this motor to assist you, so it's
Who have you got it from?
a place in Farnham called E-Bike Shop.
Oh, okay.
And the brand, this is a Scott.
Yeah, oh, they're nice.
Take care, mate. He had 4 inch tyres at the back like that. And when I talked to him about e-bike, because he was interested in what I was riding, I mentioned I've got 2.8 tyres. He said to me, oh, I need to keep up the fitness. So I still think that there is a thought that a lot of people have that these bikes don't help keep you fit. And like I was mentioning when I was riding around on the trail, this actually helps keep me more fit because I'm out more and more on this bike. Now, maybe that's not the case for him, but on these bikes you can ride faster and you can ride for longer. So there's a bit of a misconception that these bikes are, I don't know, you're a bit lazier if you ride one of these bikes, or they don't keep you as fit, because I burn off just as many calories on one of these as I do on my regular bike because I'm riding it so much more and I'm riding it for longer. Actually, I was kind of slagging off the Recon. If what you're doing is stuff like this, trail centres, actually, maybe I got a bit of spec snobbery going on because it feels alright. I'm not pushing it to the max, but it's fairly plush on this kind of terrain. On big hits, obviously, it's not going to be as good as like the Revelation or the Yari or one of the high spec models, but it feels alright on this. Yeah. Whoa. Oh. Yeah. Oh, that was a big puddle. Whew. Lucky I got my seal skins. Look at that slash puppy on the socks. Alright, this is black, Swinley black. Ugh. Slightly more technical, quite thin, and I don't know if anyone else has come down here today because I can't see many tracks. It's alright, you're good, don't worry mate, don't worry. You having fun? Good, innit? No school. You alright? Cheers guys. Thanks. Oh, little dog. Another little dog. But I didn't expect to see kids on a sledge and 2 sausage dogs on the black. A couple of sausages on the unofficial black trail. Didn't expect that. So in my really unscientific test, boost on this is nothing compared to the Bosch. I don't think anyway. And like I said, it's not scientific at all. It's just me over the past few weeks having a few different motors, but certainly in these conditions, the boost, although I've barely used the boost, but it just doesn't feel like it gives us much of a kick in the teeth compared to the Bros and the Bosch. I think I've just found another issue with having the battery button mounting underneath. This is not mud, it's frozen ice. It's totally frozen, and the battery button, the battery on button, is somewhere down here. And I think it might be that, but it's totally frozen. Oh man, what am I going to do? My fingers are cold. It's like I need a little screwdriver or something. Where is it? Is it there? I think it's there. Is it there? Yes, there you go. Can you see what I mean about the battery button? I know I keep banging on about this, and sorry to go on like a broken record, but that, Scott, that is not the best place to put an on button for a battery on an e-bike. Classic example as to why: snow, mud, ice, cold, battery button covered. The Scott E-Genius is brimming with technology, from the 700 model with the Shimano Di2 electronic shifting to this entry-level 720. There's a lot that Scott have tried to cram in. I really enjoyed riding this bike in the snow. It's well balanced. I can't help but think though, what if they'd taken off that exclusive Scott twin lock system and added less complexity and replaced it with a better spec drivetrain and suspension? I think I'd prefer less of the buttons and more of the simplicity. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please give me a like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more e-bike content.